Hey everybody, how's it going? And today I want to talk about a week ago when Jeff Bezos blasted off into space. I'm sure this is a topic that everybody cares about and is interested in. I think it'll be kind of interesting. So there's good news and bad news. The good news is that Jeff Bezos blasted off into space a week ago on his rocket. The bad news is that he came back down. I was kind of hoping. This change.org petition, do not allow Jeff Bezos to return to Earth, nearly has 200,000 signatures. I guess it wasn't. Yeah, that's why it didn't pass, because it didn't quite get at 200,000. If only we would have gotten 400 like 4,000 more signatures, then we could have gotten Jeff Bezos to stay in space. This is so sad. Oh, oops. Well, no spoilers. So yeah, his space flight lasted a measly less than a measly 15 minutes actually. It's kind of interesting. This space trip was featured the youngest and oldest person ever to travel to space. There was a former astronaut named Funk, or a former female pilot named Funk, who was 82. Apparently, she was part of a test to see if women were fit for space travel way back in 1961. Wow. Also, there's an 18-year-old Dutch student on a gap year. You know, a few months ago, there was all this hype about like this mystery ticket, like Jeff Bezos is offering off this ticket to a mystery person, right? Auctioning off this ticket, and everyone was thinking, oh, it's going to be just another jerk billionaire, right? No, it's an 18-year-old Dutch student on a gap year. Now that's surprising. That's probably one of the least likely persons I would have guessed. Like I guess there are like people that I would have expected less to be on this, to go on this flight, onto this flight. Like I guess like who would have I expected less than an 18-year-old Dutch student on a gap year? Like a child with anger issues? I don't know. But an 18-year-old Dutch student, this ticket was supposed to supposedly costed like thousands of dollars, like hundreds of thousands of dollars, I think. And it's an 18-year-old Dutch student. How did he afford it? I don't know. Oh yes, this is the start of a space tourism era. Apparently 2 more scheduled flights for 2021. Really the start of a space tourism era. Apparently, yeah, Jeff Bezos' first words in space were, "Who wants a Skittle?" Oh, you know the legendary words offered by Neil Armstrong when he landed on the moon. That's one small step for a man, one giant leap for mankind. Surely that'll now be overshadowed by Jeff Bezos' "Who wants a Skittle?" Apparently he then threw a Skittle across the capsule and was then consumed by one of the other passengers. Now that is an iconic moment right there. Who wants a Skittle, and then throwing it across the room only to be caught in the mouth by another rich passenger. Yeah, that's okay. Okay, when Jeff Bezos got back down, he had a little debrief session, a little press conference, you might say. And that resulted in this surprisingly tone-deaf moment. I'm going to turn this down. Wait. Okay.
Then I want to thank every Amazon employee and every Amazon customer, because you guys paid for all of this. So
I'm not sure if you guys could hear that. Here we go. Bezos said, "I want to thank every Amazon employee and every Amazon customer because you paid for all of this." How the lack of self-awareness. Like, doesn't Bezos know, like, this is the one thing that he is, like, hated for, is, like, mistreating the employees of his own company, forcing them to pee in bottles? Well, I'm sure they're all going to be happy to know that that the result of them peeing in bottles was that Jeff Bezos could afford to go into space. I'm sure everybody's going to be happy to hear that. Also, why is he wearing a cowboy hat? That's another question I have. Also, this is like the first time I've heard Jeff Bezos speak, which is weird, right? Doesn't he kind of sound like a comic book villain? Maybe just not even a comic book villain because they don't talk. Just a villain in general. I don't know. Let's move on to the next. Oh, this might make you feel better though. Jeff Bezos and Sir Richard Branson may not be astronauts. Yeah, the Federal Aviation Administration released new rules on what is considered an astronaut, literally on the day of Jeff Bezos's space jaunt. And the new rules say that you've had to go above 50 miles above the Earth, which he did do. But in addition, in order to be an astronaut, you have to contribute somehow to crew safety, right? Or you have to, like, what does it say? You have to demonstrate activities during flight that were essential to public safety or contributed to human space flight safety. Basically, you actually have to do work and, like, fly the vessel. And because it's like, because I think it was pretty much just an automated space craft. Jeff Bezos definitely didn't do anything anyways. Definitely didn't do any activities during flight that were essential to public safety or human space flight activity. So, and neither did Richard Branson. So neither of them are astronauts, at least in the eyes of the U.S. government, which is kind of nice. Oh yeah. So Jeff Bezos' rocket jaunt cost $5.5 billion, right? Here's this article which I stumbled upon that I found interesting. He spent $5.5 billion to be in space for 4 minutes. Here are things that he could have done instead with that money. For example, he could have fed 37.5 million people. He could have saved 37.5 million people from starving for a year. He also could have expended the humanitarian effort COVAX and secured vaccines for 2 billion people twice. He could have funded in low-income countries. But no, instead he decided to spend that for his 4 minutes in space. Yeah, a whole bunch of different things. He could have done climate change, I guess. Could have planted 5 billion trees. This is just so sad, but whatever. This is what I'm really interested in, though. What are the flat earthers saying about Jeff Bezos' jaunt in space, right? Like, you know how they all, like, disavow NASA. I want to know, are they all, like, disavowing Jeff Bezos now? So I went on Twitter because I couldn't find any news articles about this. And I can't tell if these people are joking or not. Is the Earth flat? We need to know. Please tell, Jeff Bezos. I can't tell if this is a joke or not. I'm sure this is a really nice video. Me just looking at Twitter. Confirm the Earth is flat fraud. I think this is a real one. Andre, drop the wave runners. Now we run the wave. Okay, thanks for that. Let's go on to the next one. This is the thing I find most interesting about this. Jeff Bezos' company, Blue Origin, or whatever Richard Branson's company is called, Virgin Galactic, right. They are far from the first space tourist companies. There's this company called Space Adventures that was founded in 1998, and apparently in 2001 they had sent someone, Space Adventures sent someone to the ISS 2001 was the first space tourist. So this is not a new thing. Like literally 20 years ago was the first space tourist. Before I was born. Also very pollution. Very pollution. That's the one thing about these that I'm worried about, is the very pollution. Very much pollution that is going to be spewed out of these rockets. Although I think Jeff Bezos has said, like, no, it's our rockets fueled by like the hydrogen mixture that doesn't produce carbon dioxide, but like the energy that is used to produce that fuel uses carbon, like fossil fuel. I don't know. I'm confused. But I guess that's all I have. Here's Space Adventures website. Let's look at it. Oh, look at this woman. Now that is a woman. Now I aspire to be this woman. And I sure do want to sign up. Oh, this is just the newsletter? No. Okay, this is okay. Let's I better just end this right here because I don't have anything else to talk about. What was the point of this video? I can't remember.